Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear and see me okay on this lovely, well, not lovely Wednesday evening. We just had a hailstorm here. So certainly feel we're well into the autumnal vibes. So I'm hoping everybody's going to give me a thumbs up or tell me if you can hear or see me. I've got a little bit of a cold, a bit of a croak today, and Mr. G's been in bed with man flu for 2 days. So I'm not sure if he's actually checking and monitoring to make sure that I have gone live okay. So you give me a thumbs up. Oh, thanks, Therese. Thanks, Caroline. Oh, hi, Karen. Yeah, it feels like a long time since we were here, but it probably isn't, is it? It's only 2 weeks. I only missed last week when we were in Spain, and the weather in Spain was rainy. I've been a right grump this evening, aren't I? So we had a rainy week in Spain, which was fine because it's not as if it's just me and Steve. It's not as if we had little ones to entertain. So, and we were at my parents' place. So at least we have kind of creature comforts there and could just chill out. But it was a bit disappointing not to get that last little burst of sunshine before the end of the summertime. Oh, don't wish him well, Caroline. He's milking it for all he's worth. I mean, honestly, I've never seen anybody do the kind of dying swan impression so well as Steve. He's not one for ailments, that's for sure. And when we were on the plane on the way back, it was very late Friday night, and I heard somebody coughing, and I thought, oh Lord, we're in for it. He seems to manage to catch germs from the other side of the room. So I am blaming him for this cold. I'm saying hello to you and we've got a lot to get through this evening. I've written notes. I've got them all here in front of me because I don't want to spend too long talking just in case I start to croak at you. But also want to show you the product, do a bit of a demo, and hear how you all are. So I won't blether on for too long, I promise. So let me say some hellos first because I can see names popping into the feed. And it's so lovely for you to to give me your company. It certainly is. It certainly is real, Paul. If Steve's anything to go by, he's not moved for 2 days. It's ridiculous. Thankfully, my eldest son, the boys go back to university on at the weekend, and so my eldest son is able to cook. And because I can't cook, I don't do any cookery, so we've been able to survive while Steve has been languishing in bed. Hi Donna. Oh, Maxine, happy birthday, lovely. It is today, isn't it? I know you had a rubbish holiday as well, so I hope you're having a fabulous birthday, even if your holiday wasn't what you hoped for. Hi Shannon, hi Jess, hi Therese, Sarah, lovely to see you. Brian, hello, lovely. I can see names kind of coming through on the feed. I've said hello to Caroline already. Selena, lovely to see you too. Karen, I know's in. So yeah, we've got a good crew in on this Wednesday evening. So let me make sure I update you on all the things that have been happening in the world of Funky Fossil and all the things that I think might be useful for you to know. Hi Celia. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much rest because I'm at Tony's on Friday for the one-day special over on How to Craft Network, which is what we're looking at tonight. And also, one thing I do need to update you on, given I couldn't do the craft battle pre-going to Spain because I had an ear infection. Honest to goodness, I'm obviously falling apart at the seams. But we have rearranged our craft battle, and we're going to do that next Thursday at 6 o'clock. So put that in your calendars. I know Tony and I will both do our socials and our reminders, but there is no escape. I do have to do a craft battle, and we're doing it next Thursday. So you're going to see me on How to Craft Network this Friday for the one-day special, and you'll see me there next Thursday for a craft battle, which I think, as I say, is at 6 o'clock. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I bobbed in to see Tony on Monday, and it was lovely to see her. So even though she was moaning a bundle about having to do lots of packing, nice problem to have, I said. So that's something to look forward to. Hi, Catherine from Fontwell. Ooh, I don't know where that is. Sarah, good to see you. Sarah Hickman as well. Yeah, I definitely need to be on my game for the craft battles. I think if it was this week, I would struggle a little bit, but I'm going to make sure I have plenty of vitamins between now and next Thursday, and I'm going to give it give it a good go. So that's one thing I wanted to tell you about. The other is, of course, giveaways, because we don't like to do a Why Not Wednesday without some treats for you all. And I think this week, I think I'm going to do 2 giveaways in the live, and I'm going to attempt a giveaway after the live as well. So we'll do a giveaway that we announce on Friday this week. So if you don't win during the live, comment after we go off air, or if you're watching back because you can't make the live, do put a comment into the feed, and we will pick somebody from those comments to win a giveaway that we announce on Friday. Because I always feel bad that people who can't actually necessarily watch us live kind of miss out the chance to win. And what are these giveaways, I hear you ask? This live, I think what I'll do, as always, our clearance bundles just literally evaporated. I announced them on Monday morning, and even though I put 2 lots of stock on, they were gone. They were gone kind of by Monday lunchtime, because you all know what a fabulous bargain they are. But I have packed a few too many, so I am going to give one away, one of our clearance bundles, and you know we sell those for £15, but there's an A5 stamp in there, as well as papers, A6s, dies, embossing folders. So the value of the bundle is always kind of probably closer to £70–75. I'll give one of those away in this live, and I will give the new collection, Sweet Fall, that we're going to look at. So in the live that hopefully I know Ali's on, if Ali stays with me to the end, if she gives me 2 winners at the end of this live, one will win a clearance bundle, and one will win the Sweet Fall collection. And then the prize that we give away on Friday will be the second of the clearance bundles. So I did have 2 extra. I thought there's no point putting them on the shop, because they'll go literally within seconds, and it frustrates people who see that there's more stock and then it's gone before they even get to clicking on it. So I thought it's better being a giveaway price than putting it on the shop. So give a clearance bundle and new collection tonight, and then a clearance bundle will be announced on Friday. Whew. So that's it. Hi Cheryl. So that's the giveaways tonight. So all you need to do, obviously, if you like and you share, that's amazing. Not always possible, I appreciate. So if you do at least comment, we know you're on the live, and we just appreciate you taking part and contributing. So please make sure that you comment as we're chatting away, and then Ali has got names to choose from when she gives me the giveaway winners. Yeah, I know it does go so fast, Sue, and I've kind of learned from experience, and I try and put 1 block on first thing when the newsletter goes out. But I know in terms of time difference, or people don't always kind of see that newsletter when it goes out first thing in the morning. I put some on later on, kind of late morning, and they both went really quickly. So I'm going to have to think about to stagger it a little bit more going forward. But they're worth having, even if you are a regular customer and you already have a kind of good collection of Funky Fossil products. I'm hopeful that in terms of the range of things you get in those bundles, there will be something you didn't already have, and the price point means that you're not really going to have lost anything by having invested in it. So that's my aim, and I know you'll like them. Right, so liked and shared, giveaway bundles, craft battle. What else do I need to tell you about? You've probably seen already this week's pick of the week, which is the Snow Folk, the Snow Merry collection from our lovely Daisy Ray from Laura Thornton. And the reason I put this one on as the pick of the week is the collection Sweet Fall that we're going to look at this evening features some of Laura's designs as well. So I thought it was nice to have the festive designs by Daisy Ray as our pick of the week, and we'll look at the autumn ones now. So that's the pick of the week. What else have I been up to? Looking at my list here, Stella Paste. I have put the Stella Paste, the colours, the coloured glitter paste that we have, which is super popular. I've put them into open stock. So to date, they come packaged as duos in a boxed. But what I'm going to do is, I'm conscious that some of you will probably go through one colour more than another. There may be one colour in the duo that appeals, but maybe not the other one so much. So I have now put them onto the shop as single pots. as well as obviously being able to buy them as duos. So I've only just done that this afternoon, but you'll find them there under new arrivals. If there's a colour in the Stella Paste that either you're running low on or you be looking at but didn't really fancy the other one that it came with, that's now been put in as open stock for you. And the reason I've done that is we've got new Stella Paste coming on hopefully next week. The colours are in transit, I know, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to launch those next week, and they're coming as singles, so we'll be able to add to the range as individual pots really rather than duos. So that was something I wanted to make you aware of. Hi Joan, hi Annette. Oh lovely, thank you for joining me. So Stella Paste to mention now. The other final bit of important Funky Fossil news is our Belinda Basson is back in the country, or back in Germany where she lives. She's been doing an extended tour of New Zealand and Australia with some amazing workshops, but she's back now, thankfully. And she often co-pilots Why Not Wednesdays with me. So we were just chatting earlier today, and I think she's going to take next Wednesday. And I know lots of you love the inspiration and the ideas that Belinda gives to us as much as anything that I might do. So you can put that in your diaries that you're going to have Belinda's company next Wednesday for Why Not Wednesday, and she'll start popping up again more regularly. She has got a fab new collection coming as well, not next week, but one to watch out for. Hi Erica, lovely. Dominique. Oh God, there's lots of you on tonight. That's great. Must be the weather keeping you indoors. So that's all the Funky Fossil news, I think. Let me give you a quick update. Make sure I'm not chatting on too long. Let me give you a quick update on Craft Collective activity, because we're working hard behind the scenes, and certainly looks, fingers crossed, it looks like we may have a couple of venues sorted for new workshops next year, and we're working on hopefully the next couple of weeks being able to launch a series of dates for the first quarter 2025 in different venues, so you can start booking up or planning if there's a workshop you'd like to join us at. So that's super exciting. The venues look great, and we're trying to spread them out geographically. So that hasn't all gone quiet. There's lots going on behind the scenes, because our workshop on the 9th of November has now sold out. So we're looking forward to seeing lots of you there. In fact, I'm just planning my session this week, just thinking what I'm going to do in my part of the day. So I'm looking forward to that. Our Erica is live on Create and Craft at 9 o'clock this Friday morning, with the most stunning collection of artwork. It's Shine Bright. It's one of her portraits collections. You've probably seen on Facebook some of the inspiration that she and the design team have been sharing, but it really is breathtaking. I absolutely adore it. So please tune in to watch out, Erica. I think, Erica, you're doing the demos, aren't you? You're there in the studio. I think you're doing it. So do, sorry, I just keep the camera. So do tune in at 9 o'clock on Friday to see Erica launch that fabulous collection. I'll be looking forward to that while getting ready for my one-day special in the How to Craft Network. So we've got lots in the pipeline for you. Hi, Elaine. Oh, and one thing I should say, given I've just been talking about Stella Paste, is that Erica is going to be using some of our Stella Paste in her demos as well. So as a collective, we like to try and cross-promote each other and each other's products. So you'll be seeing Erica using Stella Paste, which I'm very excited about. I think, Erica, is that everything on Craft Collective news for now? We obviously post our weekly schedule on a Monday, so you know that Paola and Leonie are full on your screens a lot, so you can kind of track their activities and see what they're up to. But I think that's the main things that we needed to update you on from a Craft Collective perspective. If Erica thinks there's something I've missed out, she can put it in the comments. And I think that's everything. Oh, sorry, Oh, my attention span's got no better, has it? One last thing to say is a huge thank you to everybody for watching my Make It Sunday, my first Make It Sunday video on YouTube. I was so chuffed that so many of you took the time to watch that and leave comments. So thank you. I'm really trying to build the channel and give you both a live input on a Wednesday, but also bit more of a chilled demo on the Sunday as well. So thank you for taking the time to watch it and give me your thoughts. I'm going to record this coming Sundays tomorrow, so you'll probably hear a bit of a croaky voice in that video. But I do appreciate that, I really do. Hi Simon, lovely to see you. Stella Paste is the bomb. I've sent you your Stella Paste today, Simon, by the way. Lovely. So that went in the post to you. I sent something else to somebody that I've been promising them for ages. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, they'll get a nice surprise when it arrives. That's everything I need to tell you. Shall we turn this camera around and have a look at the beautiful collection? It's a small collection that we're going to release on Friday. You know, we don't want everything to be all singing, all dancing with you know, huge amounts of product in there. So this is a nice contained one. I think a nice taster to kind of get you started thinking about the change of season. I'm definitely feeling autumn, really kind of, I'm ready. I want to move into that kind of autumn phase with the gorgeous colours. So that's what this collection's all about. So I'm going to turn this camera around and show you what it is we've got in store. And of course, I've got some amazing samples from the fabulous design team and from Carol Ann, who's our guest designer for this collection. So I've got some fab inspiration for you too. So let's have a look what's on my desk. So we have got Sweet Fall, and as you can see, it really nice and compact as a collection, but it really does pack a punch, and it covers both the cute through to the kind of quiet, kind of cool and atmospheric. So, you know, you can take this collection in any number of directions. It's going to give you lots of versatility. I'll show you in more detail, and then we'll have a look at some of the inspiration that will bring it to life for you. So first of all, because I've mentioned her already as being kind of one of the, having contributed one of the elements to this collection, we've got a fabulous, cute stamp set from Daisy Ray, from Laura. And these characters are just, they're classic autumn woodland creatures in her trademark kind of very simple style, really lovely for colouring, for paper piecing, and they're just super cute. I particularly like the little kind of reindeer deer, because of course if you're thinking about getting the Snow Merry pick of the week, which is only £10 for that paper pad and stamp set, then of course you can imagine he could add a really cute festive feel to those scenes too. So a nice tie in there. But yeah, these are just really cute, lovely to work with. So that's one of the A6 stamp sets. Everything's a bit smaller in this collection, so there's no A5 stamp sets. We've got this fabulous set of stamps, which obviously Fallen Leaves. And hopefully you can see that what we've got is the solids and the outlines. So the solids do correspond with the outline shapes, but not exactly. It's not designed to be an absolutely perfect infill, but it's, for those of you that follow Tony for a long time with her fabulous lamination stamps, you can imagine you could do very similar techniques here with stamping and spritzing these to get the bleed of colour, and then the outline bringing the definition back in. But equally, you've got outlines that you can colour in and use independently as their own kind of images, and then these more kind of looser, solid leaf shapes. So this is a very user-friendly. This is one of those kind of all autumn. Well, it could be any season, couldn't it? Depending on the colours you use, but it could be any kind of time of year. But I just think it is always going to be classically autumnal, because we think about leaves and the various colours at that point. It's what working, Paul. Can you not hear or see me? Hi, Karen. You're never late, lovely. It's always great to see you. Where did your comments go? Oh, are the comments glitching on us? Because I can see comments coming through on the feed. Ah, YouTube wouldn't let you in. But are you in now, Karen? Or yeah, you're in YouTube. I can see you in YouTube, so you got in the end. Georgina, lovely to see you. Just checking that, just taking a pause while, the chat, looks like the chat glitch. So you can hear and see me, but you might, some of the comments might be going astray. The chat stopped working just did it. That's probably because you were heckling me, Paul. I probably blocked you from comments. Error sending message, but it's okay now, is it, Jane? Lovely to see you, Jane, by the way. Hi, Denise. Hi, Natalie. Yeah. Craft battle. I'll have to find out from Tony what products we're going to use in the battle. I always get nervous about the craft battles. And then we've got this fabulous paper pad. So when I'm working with the A6 images that Laura and obviously myself on this occasion bring you, I typically then go for a 6x6 paper pad, just because proportionally that scale works better with that size of imagery. So you don't necessarily want things where the scale of the pattern is so big it overwhelms the smaller images. I haven't been doing that many 6x6s this year, but I've been doing them when we have a collection or stamps from Laura, so they seem to work well with that particular configuration. And of course, we've got some gorgeous kind of colours, the kind of that autumnal feel running through this pad. So I've gone here for very easy, I think really easy, user-friendly backgrounds here. I'm hoping it's showing okay on your screen. It looks quite dark in the studio this evening. But yeah, so you've got kind of watercolory looks, watercolory lines, but this is the palette. You've only missed me talking, Adele, so it was nothing important. I wonder why it wouldn't let everyone in tonight. That's weird. So I've very deliberately have gone for patterns which I think are going to be, I'm going to say generic, and I don't mean generic in a negative sense, generic in terms of it being a user-friendly set of papers. So I love this one that's got all these kind of little trees, and you can see here what I mean about the scaling. So because these trees are all quite little, it's just going to take one of those fabulous characters on there. It's not going to get lost against a background with large trees like we've got in that 8x8 Poetry of Trees paper pad. So I've got lovely these. I just love things like this, which have got a vaguely watercolory look to them. They're not too geometric and regimented, but they're nice patterns for just matting and layering and adding a little bit of interest behind your scenes. And I'm liking these kind of. It's not really gingham, is it? But that kind of style to it. So they're kind of. If I were to give you distress colours, there's a bit of rusty hinge, a bit of spice marmalade, a bit of fossilised amber. The greens are probably closer to bundled sage. They're quite soft greens rather than anything too dark. So maybe bundled sage and peeled paint. So that gives you a feel for colours. A nice polka dot. So you can see I've gone really classic here, really classic and simple. So we've got about 3 of these, if not 4, 3 I think, in different colours. And that one's probably not the best example to show you. It's a dark brown. You can see almost like a knit effect. So you've got that kind of that autumn jumper type vibe going on. And we're back to the beginning. So really lovely, really I think a nice, fresh, simple set of papers that are going to be enhanced by the stamp set. And then the 4th part of the bundle, these are all going to form the one-day special on How to Craft Network. And so they'll be bundled together. You'll be able to get them as individuals. So if for example cute isn't your thing but you really like the autumn leaves, then you'll be able to get those as individuals as well, or vice versa. Yes, you did hear mention of a craft battle, Adele. Next Thursday at 6, I think we've just agreed, Tony and I. So I'm getting myself all geared up for that. You'll be able to buy off Funky Fossil from a week on Friday. So I like to give How to Craft Network a week's exclusivity. because I know so many of you kind of watch the show over a period of a couple of days. So it'll be on How to Craft Network for a week, and then next Friday, which is the 20th September, it will be on Funky Fossil as well. So here I have gone with one of our fabulous layered word stencils, because I got so many requests to do something similar to Wild. For those of you that don't know or remember what I'm talking about, I've got one behind me. So this was our Wild stencil, where you can see you've got your solid word, and then the detail that comes in as the overlay with, and obviously I've used paste to make it pop. And then with fall, you'll see it in some of the fab samples I've got. You've effectively got kind of a tree with the leaves blowing across the letters to give them some definition. A couple of little pumpkins here. So this is a really lovely one, and I think if you kind of use oranges and browns on the letters, and then use a contrasting paste over the top, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So that's my second version. I know you love the Wild stencil, Dawn. So you were quick off the mark to give me ideas for more designs in this vein, and we certainly will do more of them, because I really like using them as well. They're great, kind of almost a single card front, just in one go. So that will be the bundle on How to Craft Network on Friday at 1. 2 A6s, the 6x6 paper pad, and this fabulous layered stencil. Also on the show, I'm just mindful of price points, so I didn't want to put everything into the same bundle, but it will also be on the show. That's great, isn't it? You can see absolutely nothing. Let me see if I can. Is this beautiful? And we've got amazing samples of this, so you will see it in a second. This beautiful kind of oak leaf cascade. It's a 3D embossing folder. Will black make it pop? Let's have a look. Yes, I think it will. Can you see that? It's beautiful, really lovely. The detail in this is fabulous. It's got those varying heights that you get with the 3D. You've got your kind of acorns. So this is a 5x7 embossing folder, and this is a real kind of, again, a bit like I just said about the stencil, it's a card front in itself. All you need to do with this one is do your fabulous techniques with it to kind of bring it out, and a sentiment, and you're done. So this is I think this one's going to be super popular, and I wanted to make it a separate item just in case everybody was feeling, well, actually it's all too much in the one. Or for those of you who I know love your embossing folders, you may feel actually this is a thing for you and you're not so keen on the other elements. So I'm just really kind of giving you all the options. So let me show you some amazing samples with these items, and you'll get, I'm sure, much more inspiration from me just showing you things in packaging. I do love that embossing folder. Even Tony said she thinks this is a good embossing folder, so that's high praise indeed, isn't it? Oh, I missed your comment, Natalie. It is. It's a 3D one, Shannon. So yeah, you do get those varying heights. Let me try and find an example in this amazing pile of inspiration I've got here. I think this one's from Ali. You can see that just with waxes bringing it out, but you can see there that you've got some elements which are behind others, so you've got that varying heights. And she's done exactly what I've said, just use a simple sentiment, and kind of made it the focal point of the whole card. And I've got an amazing one here from Carol Ann, where she's used the deboss, and she's used gold embossing, I think it's gold embossing powder, Carol Ann, in that deboss, and used it there. She's used, and as well, very cleverly, as you can see that she's used the F from fall with the detail that comes with the overlay, but added friend to make it the word friend rather than the word fall, which I absolutely love. So yeah, this is one of those embossing folders that I think great for kind of all types of recipients and occasions. In fact, I'm going to demo it in this hour, just to give you a feel for how it comes to life. But I can see that everyone had really a lot of fun using this. Isn't that gorgeous? So this one's from Carol Ann again. And I think these are all waxes. I need to get some more waxes because I only got gold and silver, but everyone always does these amazing things with waxes. So, but it really comes to life. Or you may have used. Have you painted it? Tell us in the comments, Carol Ann. I know Carol Ann said that she's going to do a demo. Is recording a demo on her YouTube channel using this embossing folder, so you will get more inspiration from Carol Ann. And I love the colours in this one from Ali. She's got some really rich orangey reds and yellows in it. So cut it down, make it square, you get a different look, or use it for the full 5x7. It's a really great kind of card front in a single pass-through machine. So let me just kind of go back to some of these initial ideas and samples we've got here. So this one's from Carol Ann, and I saw her do a similar project on Facebook with a different collection, but I'm so glad she's used that same idea for this one. So she's effectively created a box using our gorgeous papers. You've got your cute little fox on the top there. So the top of the box is an easel card. And it's just like a card and a gift in one. So you then, oops, it slid out last time. Maybe it goes like that's it. And she's put potpourri in it. How lovely is that? Could have been chocolates, Carol Ann, but I'll let you off with potpourri. So yeah, it's gorgeous. I love this kind of idea of a card and a gift in one. It just makes a lovely display piece. So thank you for that, Carol Ann. And then where I've messed up my bundle now because I started with the embossing folder, didn't I? So we've got one here from our wonderful Sarah, and she's just really kind of showcased that whole set of papers and created a patchwork, which is totally what I kind of thought they would work nicely together, because they piece together so well. All those colours absolutely work perfectly. But she has also paper pieced the animals too. So she's got them out of different elements of the paper pad. So you've got your deer and your bear and your foxes. That's your little squirrel, cute little squirrel. So really cool. So, I mean, again, Sarah's a brilliant example, always gives us brilliant examples of how you can scale up. Even these smaller images, you can create bigger projects with them. And then I love this one from Carol Ann because she's just taken the bear from the Sweet Fall stamp set, the A6 stamp set, and stamped it 3 times. I did a bit of glitter to the belly of this one. But you can imagine this could be a new baby card as well as a birthday card. So I love the fact she's gone for really kind of bright popping colours on this one. Really cute. I think this might be a Sarah one again because it's bigger. And again, the way that Sarah uses papers always kind of makes me realize how much more potential they have than even I imagine when I put the papers together. So she's kind of layered them up here. You've got the scene, you've got all the kind of little leaves that come in the A6. I'm looking for the product now. I don't know what I've done with it. I'll put it up here from the A6 Sweet Fall stamp set. So they're not from the leaves one, they're from this one here. So they've got some really cute little builder background worker stamps in here, little toadstool, acorn and leaf. And that acorn the bear could be holding, or it could be holding a heart. So yeah, you start looking at this and you can see lots of different ways that they could be used. Christmas cards, I said, new baby cards. Don't just necessarily feel that kind of autumn's the only time that they're going to get used. This one I think is Carol Ann. No, it's not. It's Ali. Sorry, Ali. Oh, I was trying to guess there. I'm not clever. Never a good idea. So of course we've got our wonderful word banners here. Just that kind of single band of paper, just making that white space pop, and then our little characters. I won't mention the tree silhouette dies because they are out of stock, and I'm still getting lots of messages from people wanting me to bring those back. So I'm going to have a think about whether to do a 3rd run of those tree silhouettes. Now I love this one. This is a really playful one. And this is from Sarah. It is from Sarah. So she's got the fabulous acorn cascade, the embossing folder in the background, that texture. But she's gone just really bright and vibrant with these greens. I just love it. So kind of all the gang are there in their different colours, and she stamped around the background with the leaves from the Leaves Are Falling, just white heat embossed them. So again, just using a really kind of unexpected colour, and it just pops off the page, doesn't it? This one's a bit more traditional in colour. Is this from you, Caroline? It's not got a name on the back. Throw me right off, that has. But you can see here how we've got the kind of colour on the leaves, our little characters, whatever scale you want to work from. You know, from the kind of the virtually A4 through to the DL cards. These kind of really work beautifully in different contexts. So I love the colours on that. That's a real kind of proper autumn card. And here's one that I made yesterday, and I was having a play with these designs. So obviously I've got a gatefold card here, and inside I cut that circle using the Love Is All Around die that we had on the last one day special for How to Craft Network. So I used the outer circle to create that panel. I've done here exactly what I was saying with that kind of watercolour stamping, so it's not exactly perfect. Covered everything with the papers, use that word banner, and then we've got lovely characters at the front. Isn't that sweet? So yeah, really, really easy to use. I love this one from Sarah as well, because she's cut into the oak leaf cascade, the embossing folder. So she's cut out the elements, so they've still got dimension to them. Excuse me, and texture, but she has cut out the elements so that with that white ink they pop against the background. She's got a little squirrel hiding in there as well. So she's put all the elements together here. You've got your leaf stamps, you've got your sweet fall characters, you've got your papers, and you've got your embossing folder all working nicely together. You want a set of circle dies, but like nesting circle dies, is that what you mean? You'll have to tell me. And this is a fabulous one from Sarah. Yes. So she has used the fall stencil as a template for cutting it out of the paper. So she hasn't used the overlay here. She's really just kind of let the papers be the decoration. And by obviously putting them on different contrasting patterns, made that fabulous fall. So kind of like a sign. I'd have that up as a sign in the kitchen or whatever over that kind of autumn months. But just showing that you don't need to use both layers of the stencil. And of course, that's what stencils were originally intended for, wasn't it? Creating those kind of structures for us to do the drawing out. So I love that. Really shows how beautifully the papers work together as well. And then here a gorgeous one from Ali, and she's used again the fall stencil. She used it in that kind of way with the beautiful kind of tree overlay. I think it's with the Stella paste, Ali. It's certainly got the black glitter on it, so it's beautiful kind of silhouette there. She's used an element from the Rustic Romance one day special that we had on How to Craft Network last month. And I just love the colours you've got going on these letters. So really lovely, really atmospheric. And you think about those colours, and then you think about this kind of really fresh, bright one. Maybe they're both from Ali. They are, aren't they? So this one's from Ali as well. But again, because you've got a white background here, and she's used kind of slightly lighter shades of colour, it's got more kind of a slightly fresher feel to it. And then she's obviously used the letters as a little bit of a place for the cute animals to be kind of grounded. So really, really, really gorgeous. And I think, yeah, she's just used ink on this one, so this one doesn't have that texture. And I think, is this from Carol Ann? So this one, I love this one. The drama of this one's fabulous. So she's got the papers in the background, that dark brown paper, almost like kind of walnut stain colour. Then she's cut out the letters, but she's already stenciled over the top in gold. Isn't that cool? And then obviously the tree silhouettes that we will not refer to. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, you can really see how the stencil and the embossing folder are both kind of almost scenes in their own right. They're the kind of the staging that you could just use as a single element on your cards. And now I'm back to the embossing folder that we were looking at earlier on. So amazing, aren't they? I do love this embossing folder because I just think, depending on what background you use it with, it could look like it's etched into wood grain, and you're all much more skillful with the way you use embossing folders than I am. So I look forward to seeing what you all do with it when you get it home. So that is, thank you design team for the fabulous samples. Brian wasn't able to join us for this particular collection because he was busy sorting out his craft room, but he will be back with the next collection. He's already got the product, so I know he'll be in creating mode for the next collection, which we'll have out later this month, and is an Olga collection. So watch this space, everybody. That is a bigger collection. That's why I don't want to do 2 big collections in a month. I think this is a really nice, fun one for those of you that love your card making and can see how these kind of characters are going to work potentially with lots of other things you already have in your stash. I think they're the same scale, Nat, as the wild. I will check after the live and measure it. I'm fairly sure they are, because they take up pretty much the same kind of space on the stencil. But I didn't, to be fair, and it's a really good point, I didn't measure them to be exactly the same as the wild the wild letters. So I will double check and let you know if there's any difference. It will be tiny, but I will absolutely confirm that. It's a good idea. It's a good shout, actually. In fact, Dawn did suggest I did a whole alphabet, but obviously with the scale they're at, that would be quite a few stencils. So I was thinking, if at least I do them in words where you've got that layering element over the top, then, as you say, you've got the ability to build up an alphabet. So it's a very good shout. Right, it will absolutely go beautifully with the Poetry of Trees collection, Jane, and that's in fact, I don't know what I've just done with it. I was looking at that 8x8 paper pad before I went live, because I was looking at the characters, the animals, and thinking how beautifully they'd sit in some of those autumnal scenes if you cut the papers down, because the colours are just perfect. Right. What warnings that Brian been putting out. Yeah, you had a very full craft room, Brian. You did an amazing job getting it all tidied up. So everyone, shall we do a quick demo? Remember the 2 giveaways in this live, one of my clearance bundles and the collection that I've just shared with you. So there'll be 2 different giveaways in this live, but I thought I'd have a quick go with this embossing folder, if you don't mind indulging me for a short while. Okay, that's right then. Thank you, Paul. that was all the encouragement I needed, because I've got it kind of ready to go here. And what I'm going to use my embossing folder on some paper. This is from the Wild and Free 8x8. You can see it's already got a lot of mottled look in it. So if you've got, I think in a previous demo we did with the floral anchor, I ink blended and then I used the color over the top of it. But of course, remember, you're sure you'll have lots of papers in your stash which have already got some interest in there, and so I'm going to use this this paper from Wild, because I think these green tones will work perfectly. And I've got my embossing folder. It's already Adele's on, so she'll probably have a faint at the sight of this. It's already really inky. I've used Versifying Claire and I can't seem to get it off. I've cleaned it and it's nothing's coming off on my fingers, but it's already discolored. So sorry about that, everyone. So however, that does give me a good sense of which side to ink. that's helpful. And so what I'm going to do is exactly the technique we did a few weeks ago, which is where I'm going to add the ink to the what side is it, everyone? To the deboss side. So this side anyway. So it's going to give a solid outline, and the leaves are going to be left green. That's the theory. That's what I think I'm doing. As always on a Wednesday live, it could go in a completely different direction. And I'll put it down to my cold. Not being quite on the ball. So let's see. So I've got my Stamps by Me machine. I know the platform I need for embossing folders. So all I need to do now, of course, Tony did a fab demo on her Monday live with one of her embossing folders, and she was building a really kind of distressed look. And so, of course, you can absolutely use your folders with your distress oxides, distress inks, and go for a kind of spritzed or more mottled look. But I think I'm going to go with the VersaFine on this occasion, because I really did like the how solid the coverage was. So I'm going to use my fallen leaves. I've already done one, everybody, so don't worry too much. I'm not worried. So you can see how dark this is. And I'm just going to, this is a new VersaFine Clair as well, so it is super juicy. But the VersaFine Clair, a bit like you find with your stamping, is probably going to give me a much denser coverage than if I used a distress. It's just the nature of the ink. So I need to go to a Paul Shelley masterclass on embossing folders, don't I? So I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's the emboss. Honestly, I only suffer this kind of lack of confidence when I'm live. So I think this is right, everyone. I'm going to put that. You can see already how beautifully solid. If that transfers onto the paper, that will be a really nice solid background. And our leaves will be left in that lovely green colour. Be quite mottled. Find my handle. So how are you all? It's not going anywhere. There we go. You having a good week? It might do Selena. I haven't tried it with kind of hand sanitizer. It's just, I was just a bit surprised at how little of it came out. But again, I'm very conscious that Adele will be distressed by this. But I haven't cleaned the anchor, still in here. I haven't cleaned the anchor that we used last time, and I haven't even tried to rinse that. But oh yeah, you can see that's still wet. That definitely needs to be cleaned. Honestly. Right. So let's keep everything crossed that I have inked the right side of this embossing folder. You can see. And that's why I like the VersaFine, because of how solid that coverage is. So you've got the variation of the green in the leaves there, but the embossing, the background has been pretty much blocked out by that ink. If you want to have a more subtle look, then I say go with a more kind of water reactive ink like your distresses, or like Tony's ink as well. That works really beautifully as well for this technique. So put that to one side. So although that's fab, and hopefully you can see that it's picked up some of the veins as well, I'm still thinking I'd like to get a little bit more definition and lighten this a bit. It's quite dark. So have you stained yours as well, are they? I mean, once it's been washed, and it's almost like discoloration on our stamps, isn't it? It doesn't affect the finished result we get. In a way, cleaning craft products has never been my specialist subject. So I'm going to use some Pebeo Gold, because I said to you already, I've only got gold and silver, so yeah, my options were fairly limited. I thought gold would work nicely with this. So onto my fingers. And because these are 3D and they've got a beautiful kind of dimension to them, you can really kind of go in with your finger and not worry too much about catching all the background. I do love it. I think this is my newest addiction. I know lots of you with embossing folders have probably been doing this for years, but I just love the way the image comes to life with that wax. Let's not get overly carried away. What, you've got the wax, Caroline? Oh, really? Rubbing alcohol. I've got that. I've got rubbing alcohol as well, Sarah. That cleans it off, does it? Although I must admit, it is quite handy because it does mean you know which side to add the ink to. Which, as many of you will know when you watch me use embossing folders, is an ongoing debate. Look at this. Just fabulous. So it's a really lovely, strong image, a large image, and it just has that nice touch of movement across your card as well, because it is genuinely cascading down. And for those of you as well, you know, kind of like to spend a bit more time, you can imagine how beautiful this would look if you used your watercolors and really went in and kind of gave it a kind of more what's the word, botanical illustration look. Right, look at that. I'm going to lift that up in a second, and it's already started to lift the image, lift the artwork from that dark background. And I haven't been particularly careful in how I've applied the wax there, but you can see now that you haven't lost the benefit of having that mottled green in the background. But the gold overlay is just making sure it really kind of pops a little bit more. So I did this is what I did when I was having a play with the folder, and I thought it's nice, I like that, but I also then wanted to kind of really give it even more dimension. And so what I did, and this is what I'm really finding out with embossing folders, which I love, is your ability to go in multiple times and add different mediums to them, so you can really kind of bring the image forward, knock it back, have a real kind of play with it. But when I was doing this earlier, obviously I trimmed this down, so that dark brown will be the kind of the core focus. I've just wiped my nose with gilding wax all over it, so I'm sure I'm going to be very shiny. And then I thought, well, I'll try some of the white on this. I'll just do a bit of a tap and see if I can kind of almost create a bit of an effect over the wax with some of Tony's fabulous cotton white pigment ink, which is an absolute essential when you're using your embossing folders. You know, again, you imagine this image on craft and then just using simply white to kind of bring it alive. I might do that actually on Friday. There's too many ideas to demo in the time. I will have to come back to these on a YouTube. But I really like this because I think, can you see how that gives it another element? And it just kind of stops it all being too blocky. So it's just because it's a 3D embossing folder, by the tapping rather than the kind of swiping, I'm just picking up the most raised elements of the design. Yeah, thanks, Del. I think it's my second one. I do have one that's gone various colours. It's a bit like your sticky ink pads, isn't it? For heat embossing, they go all sorts of colours. So I think that looks really cool, and I do think the addition of the white will take a little while to dry on the wax, because you kind of wax has blocked it from being too porous, and it's a pigment ink, so it'll take a little bit longer to dry, but it does dry. So that's another way of kind of almost creating a bit of a frosted look to your gilded designs. Yeah, it does. I think it does just really kind of make it pop. And of course, if you're using it on kind of blues, it would, you use silver and then the white, it would look like it was a kind of frosty kind of oak leaf branch as well, wouldn't it? I must try that now. So this is what I did already. I think I did use the VersaFine Clair. You can see, so this is what I wanted, one that was dry because I'm going to put some vellum over the top. So I wanted my white ink to be already dry on here, but totally exactly as you just seen me do, and then trim down to make sure I don't have any overlap of pattern paper. And then what I thought I'd do, hands are a state, is use a little bit of vellum, because we're all a fan of vellum here, and thought I'd use some of the beautiful leaf images from the leaves are falling, fallen leaves. Excuse me, I'm starting to croak a bit. And I thought we could use those white heat embossed on a bit of vellum that'll sit over the top of that kind of dark background really nicely. Are you still with me, y'all? Is that the metallic, the craft metal type? Excuse me. Is that what you're talking about, Ali and Brian? Creating that kind of metallic look, which Brian did on the floral ankle. Did a beautiful floral ankle with that was silver tape, wasn't it? Copper foil known as slug tape. Cool. Always worth going to the DIY store for some crafting supplies. So let's do some white heat embossing on our vellum. So I'm going to use my anti-static because vellum is cheeky. I already cut some down, and I'm going to stamp in because obviously I want to wrap my vellum around the card. So I don't want to start my stamping at this end because then I'll have nowhere to adhere it. I'm going to stamp it slightly further in. And I'll use some sticky ink. And see if I can. The ink stays wet for a nice period of time on vellum, so you don't need to work too quickly. But also, if I can see where I've stamped, no, I can't. I was going to say I should be able to add all the leaves in one go, but I can't actually see where I've stamped, so I'm going to need to add the white embossing powder to bring it out. Did I get all of it? Oh, I did. Now I'll add just another couple of leaves. So yeah, I think you use them together, the solid and the outline, or use them as individual, particularly the outlines. They're great for kind of colouring in if you just want leaf images. But I did like that style of creating almost the kind of the solid watercolory center, and then kind of almost like a bit off register, stamping an outline without necessarily trying to line it up too closely, which is very similar to the lamination concept that Tony brings us. She'll probably have a go at me on Friday for plagiarizing. So I think, am I right? Those of you that follow Tony's shenanigans, is she on Create and Craft tomorrow? Have I imagined that? I'm sure she said she had a one-day special tomorrow, or sorry, a noon exclusive. No, noon exclusive, isn't it? Or headliner, whatever we call it these days. Somebody out there will know if she's on tomorrow. There. Right. Let's just bring this to life, because you're probably thinking I'm fiddling around and you can't see what I'm doing. Let's just add a little bit of heat and see whether we've got a nice crisp white line. Turns so quickly on vellum, doesn't it? That's nice, isn't it? Can you see that? How just again, how simple is that? On your, or just on your vellum, just the outline of the leaves. And I like the fact they're not particularly symmetrical or perfect leaves. You know, they're quite an irregular shape. And then I thought, got it with me. Let's do Sending Hugs. I could give this to Mr. G, couldn't I, as a get well soon card, but I don't think he deserves it, to be honest. The thought was there, everyone, though. You can tell him the thought was there. So we'll do Sending Hugs in the white. I might add a bit more anti-static, just in case I've knocked that off by now. I think that, haven't I? Just inked it. It's upside down. Oh my days. We'll get there in the end. I'm not sure that's even straight. That will upset me if it's not straight. I'm just hoping that's gone straight. Are you all ready for a change of season? Or was it just me wishing autumn here? It is nice, yes. Yeah, it's coloured on the reverse would be nice as well, Sarah Lou. Absolutely. So that Sending Hugs is from our stripped back sentiments stamp set, our A6 stamp set, with those kind of, you know, those generic kind of all those kind of card sender to card occasion stamps. Are really lovely, nice clean font, not too big. So they're one, like my word banner dies, they're one of those go-tos where I'm just wanting to kind of add something to a card that isn't going to necessarily overwhelm or compete with the artwork. You can see once you put it against that that embossing folder, how it all really pops. So I'm going to just wrap this around. So I've taken my stamping to the edge of this panel. I'm probably going to get gilding wax all over it because it's all over my hands. Just add that crease. Add a bit of glue. And then I've got some antique gold here as my matten layer, which again I think is going to go nicely with the colourway. I swear I do this loads on lives, don't I? Do a strip of vellum. It is one of my little go-tos, I think, particularly when I've got artwork like the beautiful embossing folder, where you don't want to cover it up, do you? Really, you do want it to sing. It's the kind of the main statement on the card. There's so much depth in this. Let's just. Did I see Nola's name there in the comments? Hello, Nola, lovely. Hope you're well. This may not stick down in the time, but hopefully enough to give you the idea. Clinking it. But because that VersaFine Claire, the dark brown's gone onto that rich green background, it's got a really kind of, it's given it a really lovely suede-y look almost. And if any of you got that Wild and Free 8x8 paper pad, definitely want to try out. Although we've got animal prints in there, it does have those kind of autumnal colours as well, with the rusty oranges and the greens as well. So don't just look at that cover design and think, oh, well, it's only for kind of safari. There's some nice generic prints in there. I think that I'm going to put that as a Wednesday win. Look at that, everyone. Well, we just had a hailstorm, Selena, before I went live. Just drop some base. Whereabouts are you guys then? Are you further south? I think that's really cool, don't you? I hope you like it. That's just a really lovely, simple effect. And that's just come from me playing around where I thought, you know, yeah, I loved the fact this had blocked out the background paper, but then when I put the gold on, I felt it still lacked a little bit of definition. Adding a bit of white, then I got to a place where I was happy. So keep layering up with your embossing folders. And as you'll see Tony and Paul and Karen do on a regular basis, you know, run them back through as well to bring the definition back out. I'm still kind of feeling my way with that a little bit, because I'm still not always getting that kind of same registration when I put it through a second time. I'm just going to sit down for a second while we do our winner. So I'm just about to turn the camera around. I hope you like that. Oh, hi, Nicola. I didn't realise. You see, I know. Sorry about that. You do need the embossing folder. It's an autumn must-have. That's what I'm saying. Autumn must-have. I'm in love with it. Really, I've been so excited about this embossing folder for ages, because I think we're getting better with our embossing folders at Funky Fossil, because it's a newer part of our product range. But as I'm getting more of a feel for how I want to use all my cards, I think the folders we're bringing you are kind of working better and better. So I hope you like this one. Right, let me see. Thank you again for your company. There might be a silver paste coming, Donna Brooks. Oh, and also I'll tell you, Donna, after your the last live, when you were heckling me about pigeons, Olga's only started to draw some pigeons. She doesn't need much encouragement, that one. So watch this space, Donna. You still may end up getting some pigeons. Honestly, I mean, you know, I don't need to run my own business. You just all tell me what you want, and I do your bidding. Right, let me see whether our lovely Ali's been in touch. She has. She's amazing. So Sarah Hickman on YouTube. I'm just thinking. I think you've got a clearance bundle, Sarah. So if I give you this new collection, I think that'll be better than giving you another bundle. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that's right. I'm sure I've packed an order for you with the bundle in. So I'm going to give you the Sweet Fall collection, Sarah Hickman, and lovely Rosie Tate on Facebook. I will give you a clearance bundle. I don't think you've ordered one, Rosie. Tell me if I'm wrong, either of you. Yeah, I thought you'd ordered a bundle, Sarah. So I'll give you the new collection, just so we don't risk duplicating what I've already got in the post to you. New collection for you, Sarah, and for Rosie, I will give you a clearance bundle. And now remember, everybody, if you keep kind of commenting after I go off this live, or if you're somebody who's watching back, then there will be another clearance bundle that we will announce on Friday morning. So there's still another chance to win one of those fabulous bundles. But thank you for your company. It starts with pigeons, Donna, but who knows where it'll end up. Thank you for your company. I hope you like the new collection, and that you tune into the How to Craft Network on Friday to see me and Tony. Even nothing else, we'll be having a bit of a chat and banter. So I always love spending time in the studio. So come and watch me for some demos on Friday at 1. Remember, Erica's live with her amazing collection on Create and Craft at 9 o'clock on Friday as well. And yeah, congrats to Sarah and Rosie, and I shall see you next Wednesday. Wednesday. But in the meantime, I will, of course, be sharing Make It Sunday. So you'll see me again this weekend. Lucky you. All right. Take care. Have a lovely evening, everybody. See you soon. Bye.